Hello everyone. So in the last video we have seen how this for loop works, and according to our understanding, during each and every for loop we will set that particular pin as an output pin and we will switch on the LED. Okay, so this thing we have to do at any cost. Okay, we can't help, and this is for our functionality. Okay, so we have what we call decrease the code redundancy. That means unnecessary code has been removed. With 2 lines we have done the think. So LED 3 will be set to output, LED 3 is on, then 100 millisecond 400 millisecond delay. LED 4 output, LED 4 on, delay. LED 5 set to be output, LED 5 on, and delay. Okay, LED 6 set to be output, LED 6 on, delay. LED 7 set to be output, LED 7 on, delay. Okay, that means we don't see this line because as an output, because this is where we set this as an output, so we don't see it in the simulation, but we will see this switching on in the simulation. Okay, LED 3 will become on, 4 become on, 5 become on, 6 become on, and 7 become on with 400 millisecond delays. Okay, that means kind of blink one after another, they will become on one by one using a for loop. Very good. Now let's do a small demo and see whether this really works. Okay, so I will quickly verify my code. I mean by compiling that there is no compilation errors. Let's see. So the compiling is successful. That means our code is error free now. Okay, so I will copy the code and we will test it for the functionality. So I will use the simulation environment, and I strongly encourage you to use real LEDs and real resistors with the real Arduino. So that will be amazing. Okay, right. So now don't worry about my diagram. I know this is messy, but we can just check the functionality. So these are the 5 LEDs. So this is first one is for pin number 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay, so LED blinking should start from here, 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 and should end here. LED switching on. Okay, blinking switching on with 400 milliseconds. Okay, so first this should be on, 400 millisecond delay, second should be on, 400 millisecond delay, third should be on, 400 millisecond delay, fourth should be on, 400 millisecond delay, 5 should be on. It should be like this. Okay, so I will open the code and I am going to paste my code. I have pasted it. Okay, so now I will start the simulation and see. Be very careful because it will run only one time, because we wrote it inside the void setup. Okay, so only one time these 5 LEDs will blink once after another. That means the for loop will run only one time. So be very careful and watch. I will start the simulation now. Okay, so you have seen it, right? Each and every LED has on one after another. And at the end of the 5th LED, the scenario stopped. It never repeated. We didn't switch off it and started it. Okay, one thing is we wrote it inside the void setup, obviously. So void setup will run only one time. So that for loop within the void setup will run only one time. So inside the for loop only we loop these LED numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these 5 things will happen only one time. That is obvious, right? So for your understanding, let's again do the simulation once again from the beginning and see the working scenario. So I stop the simulation and I start it again. Okay, so you have seen it, right? Now our code is working fine, everything is fine, but this looks a little not okay, because by functionality wise it blinks only one time. Okay, that means this for loop is running only one time. Okay, I want this to be happening repetitively. Yes or no? Yes. So if this for looping should happen repetitively, where should I write all this code? It should be in a repetitive loop, not inside the one time running loop, not inside the side top loop, but inside the void loop. I should write within the repetitive block. So what is the repetitive block? Void loop. Okay, that means I'm going to repeat the for loop. I want to repeat the for loop. Okay, so I'll copy the whole thing and I will paste it. Okay, we will do some refactor later. For the moment we will do like this. Okay, so during every iteration of the void loop we make this particular pin as an output and we digital write it. Okay, the same scenario. Once these 5 pins are finished I'm sorry guys, once these 5 pins are finished, this void loop itself will end. Then in the next void loop will start. It will again initialize I as 3. Okay, because when the next void loop is starting, we will start from the first line, so I initialization will happen again, right? And again for loop will iterate. Okay, so at the end of each and every for loop, program will not go here, it will go here, only into the condition under the for loop ends. You know all these things, right? So again all the 5 LEDs should be switched on. Yes or no? Obviously again everything will be switched on like that. So it should work, okay, because it should repeatedly happen. So let's check this out. Okay, so copy the code. I'm not wasting my time on compiling because I know this is error free. So copy the code, come here. I will quickly Control A and then paste it. Okay, it's pasted. So let's start the simulation and see what happens. So why this thing is appearing? Okay, I'm starting the simulation now. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 LEDs are on, but are they repeating? Is the for loop repeating? It should be repeating, right? But why don't we see any other change? Anyone has answers? That means first LED on, second LED on, third LED on, fourth LED on, and fifth LED on. After that again first LED should be on. That should be happening, right? But we are missing something. What is that? After the fifth LED is on, we have to switch off all the LEDs and again switch on the first LED, start from the first LED. Then only I can see the LED switching on, because now also the for loop is running. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, switch on. Then again it is switching on the first LED, but what's the problem? It is already switched on. So again switching on means we never say it to switch off. Again switching on means you will not see any difference because it's already switched on. That means what we normally do, if we switch on a bulb, okay, if we again switch on, what will happen? Before that we have to switch it off, then only we can switch on again. But for programming, if you say switch it on again, it will go and make this pin high that is already high. Okay, so that will not make sense. So what you have to do is, first you have to switch off before you switch on the next time. You understand what I'm telling? Okay, it is switching on. Actually the for loop is running. It is making it high again and again and again and again, but it is already high. It is making again high means it is just replacing the high value. It is just replacing the on value every time. But you can't see it because it was already on. It was always on. So before switching on repetitively, okay, after switching on the fifth LED, before switching on the next LED as the first iteration, we have to switch off everything. Then only we can see this is switching on. Otherwise we can't see the switch on. You understand what I'm telling? Okay, if you look at the code you will understand. We switch on, that's all. We never switch off. Only if we switch off, then the next switch on will make sense. Okay, you will understand with the next practical, guys. Just follow me up in the next video.